everybody, welcome to my channel. Welcome back. If you've been here before, thank you for joining me here as I talk about my top 5 tarot decks for 2023. Now, my criteria for this top 5 is the top 5 tarot decks that I bought this year. So that doesn't necessarily mean they're brand new. A couple of them definitely are, but some of them were released like a year or two ago, so they may not necessarily be released in 2023, but they're new to me, so I'm going to talk about them. And so I did the top 5. I was inspired by seeing Simon from the Hermit's Cave's top 10. Now, I don't think I even bought 10 decks this year, so I can't really do a top 10, but I can do a top 5 and talk about them. So let me know what your thoughts are on these decks, if you like them, if you don't like them, what your thoughts are. Now, I'm going to go in order from 5 to 1, but they're all good decks. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just this is my particular ranking. So deck number 5, I actually do not have it here, but I will post a link below. I did a walkthrough kind of unboxing my thoughts on the Cozy Witch Tarot. Now, the reason it's not here is because I gave it to a friend of mine. Now, there is nothing bad about this deck. It's just that I felt like the deck wasn't really me. Like, it's a cozy deck. It's a lovely deck. It's just not really a Lou deck. But my friend loved it, and it was very much a deck. Shout out to Chloe. It was she loved the deck, and I was like, hey, you love it, you have it, you use it. I think it's a great deck. Like, I don't have anything like really against the deck. I mean, there's one card in particular that I'm like a little like troubled by, don't really like. But, you know, I can live with that, right? Like, it's not the end of the world. And not every card I agreed with the interpretation like line, but again, not the end of the world. Overall, it's a very lovely deck. It is very cozy. It's very cozy. It's very female centered. Like, there's all females on the cards, which, you know, I don't have an issue with. I also don't have an issue if a deck is all male either, like whatever, right? But it was like, it's very cozy. It's very lovely. I love there's a lot of diversity in the bodies and things in there. Like, it's just a very lovely deck. It just wasn't really a me deck, and it was a Chloe deck. She loved it, and so I was like, I would rather see a deck be with someone that loves it than just sit on my shelf and not really do anything, right? So, like the deck, I think I had some criticisms of the font, but again, I know that's me. That's not so much about creators. That's me and being like old-fashioned and being like, I like capitalization, because the font has no capitals, and it bothered me weirdly, which I know that's a me thing, you know, whatever. But anyway, I did give it to somebody who will love it. But if you would like to see my thoughts about it in full, I will link the video below so that you can take a look at it. But it's a lovely deck. There's nothing bad about the deck. It is lovely. So that is my number 5, the Cozy Witch Tarot. So let's go to number 4. All right, so number 4 is the Wandering Star Tarot. Now, I know this did not come out this year. I think it came out a couple of years ago, maybe last year, I'm not sure. Kat Pierre is the author and artist. So this is a lovely deck. I think this would be a really great beginner's deck for someone, much like the Cozy Witch Tarot, because it has keywords like right in the artwork. I love this style of artwork. I think it is very beautiful. Again, it is a very much like the Cozy Witch Tarot. It's young and it's very female. But I love the art. The fact that it's young and female doesn't bother me. Like, for example, you've got the keywords in the halo here where it says purity, potential, risks, innocence, and desire for the Fool, which I think are all really great keywords. My one criticism with this deck is just the cardstock. The cardstock, like, thickness wise is fine, but when I got it, all my cards were kind of bowed, and I had to like bend them all individually back because it's a matte, and it feels kind of there is a tiny bit of sheen on this, but there's just something about the cardstock that it bends, I guess, a little bit easier, warps a little bit easier. So I had to like bend every single card to get it back to where it was. But, you know, whatever. And the artwork is really beautiful. It's really colorful. I find this is like a really lovely spring deck to work with. It's just like It's got lovely energy and color to it. I find it to be a very joyful kind of deck. Again, it's a very diverse deck if that's something that you're looking for. It's got that kind of energy in it, so it's a very lovely deck. Oh, I love this Ten of Swords with the swords all in the skull there. And then it's got like animals in here for the knights and stuff. Very cool, very pretty. It's a lovely deck. It's a lovely springtime, beautiful, pretty kind of deck. So I love this deck. I'll continue to work with it. I'm curious about what year it came out. I can see if I can see it quickly in the book. It's got a nice, comes with a nice little book as well. Let's see if we can find it quickly. Don't want to bore people. 2021, so 2 years ago. So, but it's new to me, so that's why I'm putting it in my decks for 2023. All right, next is one that I did not unbox or like do a review of on the channel, and I think it's because I got it in the summertime, and there was a lot going on. If you know, you know. And it is the Zerner Farber Tarot. So this is a reissue of the Zerner Farber Tarot. I have it's also called, is it called the Enchanted Tarot? It's called, I think that's what it was called. Let's see if it says here. Anyway, I have the reissue. I had the original back in the 90s, and then I think during moves and stuff I lost it, and then I repurchased the anniversary edition, which is very large. Like, it's very nice, but it's very large, so I wanted something smaller. And then I saw, I think again it was Simon for enabling me as always, for the Hermit's Cave. I got this version, so I thought I would get this version. I do love this deck. It holds a lot of nostalgia for me. I'm not a big collage person, but I think because I had this in the 90s back when I was in university, it just holds nostalgia for me. The guidebook is excellent, I have to say. You get this full guidebook, and they have like full page color version of the depicting, like, what do you call it, thumbnail, that's the word I'm looking for. And then they have like a write-up about both the upright and reversed. It's just like a really, for like all of the cards, like it's just really good guidebook. Like, has a lot of information in it. Talks a little bit about the history of the deck and stuff, a little bit of intro. Like, it's just like, it's a good competent guidebook. The cards themselves are quite small, and I have to say the box I got is pretty banged up, but I don't think that's I think that's like a shipping, you know, whatever thing. It's not the artist's fault or anything like that. Did I drop things up? Yeah, the box fell apart a bit. Oh well. Anyway, they're quite small actually. Like, this is their size here. And they've got this like matte kind of gold gilding on the side, which is really lovely. And then they've taken the borders away, which I like. So I wish the cards were just like a little bit bigger, but I'm not going to complain. And I wish they were glossier. Like, you know me, I'm not a bad girl. I'm just not. I like gloss. I like colors to pop. It is just a really lovely deck. I find this is a great February deck because of all the hearts and things. It makes me think of old-fashioned Valentine's. But lovely colors. And like I said, it just holds like a lot of nostalgia for me. Personally, I don't know if I'd recommend this deck necessarily to beginners. I think it might be okay, especially with the big guidebook, but I think that you know, because it doesn't have keywords on it like the Cozy Tarot or the Wandering Star, you know, it may not necessarily work for everybody, but I think it's a really lovely deck. If you love collage, if you like this kind of more nostalgic kind of vibe to it, this more old-fashioned vibe, you might really love this deck. So I find that I often use this deck in February, and I'll probably use it this year in February as well. I just find it to be a lovely little deck. So a classic, not one that I, like I said, that I unboxed this year, but it is one, sorry, bending over, that is in my top 5 for 2023. I'm gonna put that down because I gotta put the box back together. It fell apart a bit. Yeah. All right. The top 2 next. So we had Cozy Tarot number 5, Wandering Star number 4, and then we had the Zerner Farber as number 3. Number 2 is very close to number 1, Tarot of the Owls. This is just such a cute deck. It's so happy and fun. It is such a summery deck, although there is some like winter scenes in here. It is Llewellyn deck, so you get these beautiful full color glossy guidebooks, just lovely, gorgeous. Love the guidebooks. I have to say, I really appreciate how Llewellyn in the past few years has really kind of stepped up their game. I know some people don't care for their cardstock. I personally love them, and they're glossy, which I love, and a lot easier to shuffle. So it's a tarot full of owls. It is a Rider-Waite-Smith owl deck. It's just gorgeous. Look at the sun. He's so cute, just sitting there with the sunflowers. This is just such a happy, summery, lovely deck. I even love the backs. Look at that beautiful rainbow color, match my hair. Loving it. Oh, look at this Queen of Cups. She's so beautiful sitting there. I just love it. I mean, I like owls. Oh, this is adorable. The little Ace of Pentacles. Very cute. Got strength there. Oh, the moon. Love the moon. Beautiful, classic. Of course, it's an owl, right? But I just love it. It's just like a cute, fun Rider-Waite-Smith version with owls in it. How could you not love it? It's just, it's beautiful. It's fun. It's happy. It's not serious. But it reads really well. Like, it's a very straightforward reader. Like, I love this deck. I'm probably going to be using it this year. Really enjoying it. Love Tarot of the Owls. And if it wasn't for the next deck, which I'm going to show, it would have been number 1. And it was pretty close because I do really love this deck. All right. So number 1, and this one I got Lisa Papez from her channel. I was on Say Yes to the Deck, and she encouraged me to get this one. I was kind of a little on the fence, but I'm really glad I got it. And it is Tarot of the Witch's Garden. This is my number 1 deck for 2023. So again, we've got our beautiful Llewellyn book here with the full color pictures. Just gorgeous. Again, love me a Llewellyn guidebook. The cards are a linen cardstock, which I wasn't sure if I'd like, but I actually do quite like it. And it's got a little shine to it, which I like. It is just a beautiful deck. It is so gorgeous. You feel like you are in some kind of fairy tale land. And it is diverse if that's something that you are concerned about. But it doesn't feel forced, because you know how some decks, it feels forced. Like, it feels like they checked off a bunch of boxes. It does not feel like that. It definitely feels like everybody here belongs. Everybody belongs in this just beautiful fairy tale, lovely environment. It's beautiful. Like, it's amazing. I think it is a gorgeous interpretation. Love this 9 of Pentacles here with her falcon. She's beautiful. Look at this King of Wands just looking amazing. Like, it's a beautiful deck. Like, the artwork is beautiful, I think. And it's a straightforward, like, Rider-Waite-Smith, like, reader and stuff. Like, here you've got a happy family and you've got, like, 2 women together. Like, but again, all of it looks like it belongs, right? It's beautiful. Oh, we've got the Tower too, very Hansel and Gretel kind of, with the 2 kids falling out of the treehouse. I love the little badgers. They're like gonna catch them as they fall, you know? We've got the Wheel of Fortune here with a little fawn underneath. Oh, here's the King of Wands. I think the other one was the Emperor. Sorry. King of Wands. He's beautiful. Yes. So it is a freaking lovely deck. It's beautiful. It shuffles well. It's just like, what can I say? It's like, oh, and this Death card, love this Death card. Like, gorgeous Death card. I feel like this is a fall deck. At first I thought it was summer, but the more I look through it, I'm kind of like, I think this is like a September-y kind of deck, because it's kind of summer fallish in some ways. It's just, it's beautiful. It's going to be in my regular rotation. I'm so glad I got it. So that is my number 1 tarot deck for 2023. So I do have some thoughts about decks on my list that I might potentially get in 2024. They include, there's a reissue by US Games of Tarot of the Moon Garden. I do have the original, but I was thinking about getting the reissue because when I saw that they'd taken the borders off, and also it has like purple gilding, and I'm like, ooh, gilding, shiny gilding, I love it. There is the, I think it's called the Witch Sister Tarot. That one looks amazing. That's on my list. The Folklore Tarot is also on my list too, because it's got like magical animals and creatures on, which I love. And then there was something else. Oh, the Star Tarot is also on my list as a potential Christmassy December tarot. So those are my wish list for now, but we'll see what comes up this year. I'm hoping to see some more beautiful decks. Thank you to everybody for watching. Thank you for supporting me this year. It's been a weird year. If you know, you know. Thank you so much for your love and support. I just really appreciate it so, so much. I'm going to talk another video about what my plans are for 2024 and do a little reflection on 2023. But I thought I'd do just a little video here, talk about my top decks. Let me know, do you like these decks? Do you not like them? What your thoughts are? I'd love to see as well if you have any videos of your favorite decks for the year, and let me know what they are in the comments below. Again, thank you so, so much for all of your love and support. Thank you to my patrons. You guys are amazing. You've helped me so much get through all of this. Thank you. And as always, peace and love and love.